Water.
Water.
Oh. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. TMF, bitch. What it does, what is poppin', what is crackin', lackin' everybody. My name is Cee.
My name is Notion.
Welcome to episode 77 of Bad Habits of Podcast. Notion I in the building tonight.
G'day, g'day. How you going?
What do you know? Fucking Australia.
Australia. How are you, mate?
Chilling, bro. How are you?
Oh, it's good, mate. Fucking
Yeah.
chilly snowflake. Chilly willy snowflake in Toronto.
Mate,
it would be.
What'd you say it was for you? It was minus...
Well, with the wind, it was like a -6 size, something like that.
Ooh.
It says -5, and then it says feels like -9. The wind is making it colder. So, yeah, -9. There you go.
Okay. Well, we've got -9 feels like -16. How about that?
How's about you win and not?
I don't want to win. I do not want to win that contest.
Hey, mate, you stay inside with your t-shirt on, eh?
Right. It's yeah. I don't know why. Like the heating in this whole fucking apartment. I think I told y'all about the flooding a couple weeks ago.
Tragic news.
Yeah, and then the heating's been fucking whack. Like yesterday, we had to have like the space heater on. Today, it's not so bad. I guess I feel a little bit better, but mate, fucking shit show.
Too far from ideal, mate.
Far from ideal. Still dealing with a bunch of nonsense, but you know the vibes. Everyone, what the fuck is with construction workers? So then, obviously, they're saying the flood in this building started a few floors up. Then they're going sort of down the apartments to fix, and they're supposed to come tomorrow. That's a whole other thing for us because we don't want to do it no more. We just want the repairs as opposed to a replace. We've got too much shit, so we're trying to deal with that. Motherfuckers aren't responding. But when they fixed the one upstairs, I think it was Wednesday and Thursday, like they've got these like older style parquet floors that I believe they're sort of ripping them out and replacing it with these like linoleum wood looking things. It's sort of nicer and they don't fuck up like these do. And there was like I think it was 9 a.m. maybe even earlier, Wednesday and Thursday, like the full fucking machines like scraping. I don't know what they're doing. They must be like digging it up and then flattening out the concrete or something at 9 a.m. and then that shit might finish by 10 or 11. Then no more noise the whole day. It's like they do the fucking loudest thing the first thing in the morning. And then I'm like, I fucking hate these cunts, bro. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
I guess...
Construction's like 7 a.m. They are allowed to start. Like, I hear that shit outside. They're building... Some cunts next door to my joint are building extension on there. They're building out and up on their existing up thing. Okay. Anyway, yeah, 7:01, mate. Jackhammer's is bullshit. These cunts love starting on the clock. It's really, really trash. I feel for you heavy.
I mean, look, I get it that, like, you know, you want to get ahead of the day, you have minimal daylight and blah, blah, blah. You want to maximize the time. Yeah. Fuck me, bro. Like, I don't know. As a night owl, like, this is extraordinarily unpleasant. I'm dreading tomorrow because then these motherfuckers going to rock up and the manager's not answering. They'll be like, fam, I'm not moving my shit. Like, there's nowhere for it to go. So just... patch. I don't even know if the mans that are coming can do the patching. Like, are they just the ripper-uppers and they replace it, or do they know how to?
Guys, yeah,
like, you know what I mean. I don't even know because the manager's not responsive. I don't have a phone number anywhere. I imagine anyone
should just go like full Hulk smash and kick the door and be like, "Oi, cunt, what's the fucking deal, eh?"
Well, he doesn't live here because that would be optimal.
That's what you need.
He's like the cunts who are in this building are fucking like some Italian family who've had they got a series of buildings that they must be worth hundreds of millions. They've got like some sort of winery in Argentina and all this shit. So they don't give a flying fuck about anything. It's actually hilarious. Like they're not quite slumlords, but it's not that far above it sometimes. But the place is fine for the most part, but there's so many small things that they're tight asses about. I imagine almost everybody can relate to this in some shape or form. It's
There's a lot of people in the world that live in apartments, so I definitely think you're hitting some truth right there, buddy.
Yeah, it's a good time. I don't want to have a bit of a whinge fest, but it's pissing me off. I'm staring at every time I look.
It's insight the old CFeezy day routine, and
right.
Fortunately, there's some shit.
It's okay. We'll get it sorted. So she's good, but yes, this week Dan left for Toronto. We thought, you know what, because he didn't know what his plans are. We're like, look, instead of postponing this again and doing midweek. Last week it was like a bunch of us couldn't do certain, like basically all of us could have had circumstances where we couldn't do certain things. So we had to push it into like midweek. But this week we're like, all right, we had the time. Dan didn't know, so like, all right, fuck it. Me and you'll hold it down this week, and then next week we'll have the end of year wrap up with all of us in person for the first time ever, which is kind of funny.
Monumental.
Yeah, I didn't even know how. That's just. I mean, it's gonna be great. I am.
I mean, I can't do this in the lounge room, but it's all right.
I don't care if anyone smokes weed around me. I prefer not to smell like it, but it doesn't. Weed doesn't really bother me. It's like tobacco.
Just this is what I just won't do that.
Well, we can see. I don't want to like make you uncomfortable either, right? So we can.
That's fine.
We can see what's going on for that, but I think that'd be fun, and people will probably trip out because there'll be one. Oh, you've got your camera. I was like, because I don't usually bring this camera with me when I travel, because I have another camera for photos and stuff and video.
50, mate. Sweet ass.
Yeah, like you can. The 50, would that be? I mean, that'll be fine, right? It's got to go back a bit though.
Of course, easy.
Well, we can. You got plenty of space for that. We can make it work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Because I was like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. That's cool. I'll just.
Well, because you thought we'd come to Clover's.
Dude, you can come here if you. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
come here. Like, there's, sweet.
Let's talk about. I just thought it might have been easier, as opposed to doing it.
Set up. So yeah, I can just like, I don't know, put the fucking camera over there so I can. I don't know. We'll make a little scene. It'll be nice.
We can make a set and to be a bit different. Maybe if you put that behind, we sit on the couch together.
Sit in the corner,
like the Joe Budden thing, and then put that behind the couch so it blocks the rest of the house off.
We can figure this out. It'll be good. Yeah. We can make a set where all my plants are in the corner. Where the microphone, where this used to be, will sit there, and then the camera will be on us in that corner.
And we can just use my mic for the audio. Or is it better to use yours?
No, well, both. We can use both. They're right there. We'll use both and I'll blend.
Okay, so we can do it like normal, where I'm talking with Dan. Dan and I will share this mic, and then you have yours. Because you have to have it right in front of you to be able to do that, right? For you, we can't share one mic like.
Of course we can.
Can we share that studio mic though?
Absolutely, we can.
Oh, we can just make it the infinity thing.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know why? You reminded I fucking forgot that like we used to do BOS on this mic right here behind me.
I can just make it the cardio, not even the figure eight. It'll just do like it'll get the front cunts. Anyway, we got it. Logistics under control.
Boom, boom. I mean, I'm going to bring this mic anyway, just in case. But I don't think I'm planning to do much other crazy content. But in case we do some other shit, I will have it. But anyway, that could be a nice little option. You got a tripod and the cam. I can plug that right into the computer. Bye.
Business on air. What do you think about that?
Look at that, guys. See, it's how you figure it out. I guess we just hadn't talked about it. So, yeah, that'd be fun. I'm looking forward to that because I think that would just be like you said, monumental. First time in, that'll be episode 78. So it's like we started in May last year, I think. So a year and a half, a little more than a year and a half. We all haven't been in the same fucking room.
That's actually kind of trash, but
I guess it's the way that this bullshit that's going on right now is continuing to drag on and on and on. So, we shall make it work. So,
sorry.
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Some things we didn't get to last week because I feel like we've been able to have a bunch of stuff to talk about, I guess. So, yeah, what's some new stuff that happened? So I saw that today or last night. This is Sunday, so I think on the Saturday night, Drakeo the Ruler, who is I know the name for sure, but I'm not familiar with his music. But he got like stabbed to death in the neck at his own show in LA, and that's pretty fucked up, man. I feel like rapping's pretty dangerous these days. Like,
it sounds like a targeted thing. Like stabbed in the neck. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I saw like lots of people posting about it. Drake was posting a bunch of things with him, and so he was a bit of I imagine some sort of a big deal. Like I said, I can't speak too much to us. I just don't know. But it's kind of fucked up. I mean, how many? We probably should actually look. I bet there's probably a list online of how many like rappers have passed this year alone. It must be bonkers.
I think it's maybe a record year. That's like not a good record, but like there's an abundance of entertainment artists dying. It's fucked up, especially like in brutal ways.
In real brutal ways, like If are you looking for one? Yeah, see if you can find a list on it real quick. Because I wonder what, like, I guess you got, like, when we had three, was that this year, 3 in a row? It was DMX, Shock G, and was it Biz Markie, or was it someone else?
Sounds about right. So
I think it might, yeah, go on.
I'm just, hang on, still looking here.
Okay. I guess it's just like, yeah, sweet. Yeah, I just remember there was 3 weeks in a row we had podcasts titled RIP with the artist, which is just fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, there was like Black Rob, Biz Markie.
Black Rob was the one. There you go. Yep, sorry.
That's it. Yeah. A Young Dolph. Man, so many. There's no actual number, but there's like, there's dozens. Not dozens.
You want to read them out? I mean, we'll probably should keep that for next episode as well, but you can read them out now. I think we'll talk about, that's one of the things that happened this year was enough people, either passed naturally or of some disease or violence, I guess.
So I found out, okay, so, wow. So Scott LaRock.
Oh, yeah.
All C, Trouble T. Troy, Brandon Mitchell, D-Boy Rodriguez. Oh, wait, this is every single one. Wow, this is the wrong, wait. 1 second here.
Oh, every single one ever? Or is this for 2021 only?
It's not very clear. Oh, here we go. Okay, so 19. DMX, Lil Loaded, Young Dolph. Okay, this is not the right website either. No, this is trash. I need more research. Need more time to research this.
That's okay. I know I threw it on you real. Normally we'd have Dan looking it up while we can yap it up. But look, yeah. So there's been a pretty serious list of people. So yeah, this dude was added to it. It was trending on Twitter this morning. I saw, and it was a lot of people were like, sometimes you don't know who, like how important some people are. Like if it's not like big for us, then you don't realize.
And saw their impact in the close circle.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what it is. When you see the larger rappers really talking about them, you're like, oh fuck, like these people had some serious like reach. Okay, now it's not on my trending page anymore. But either way, fucked up, man. Hate seeing it. Definitely just some sad ass shit. So. That, hopefully no more before the end of the year, please, universe. What are we, December 19th now? So there's like a week and a bit. Let's, Man,
I found a list on Wikipedia of murdered hip-hop musicians, like just the ones that got shot and killed or stabbed or beaten and shot or whatever. Like this, it's actually fucked the way they've put it into categories. We have data to sort through. This is actually wild. I've never seen this sort of shit before.
Okay, maybe we should definitely review all of that before the next episode. Then, yeah, please add it or just chuck it in here. Or make some room. Chuck it in the doc, the note. So yeah, man. R.I.P. Drakeo the Ruler. That's fucked up, man. Just I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, just be careful, yo. Like, shit is crazy out here, man. It's wild times. Fucking life is crazy these days.
Insane, man.
It really is. So we have a bunch of Dr. Dre related news here. So the first thing, and I don't know exactly what this was from, but I found this link on NME.com, and they had like YouTube embeds from. Oh, here we go. This is from it says these news. There's a bunch of songs, most of them featuring Eminem. Snoop was on one or two, and they appear on GTA Online expansion, The Contract. And you were telling me before that Dre actually didn't know what GTA was, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, weird.
So, I mean, I guess you're that rich for that long,
Well, he knows about it now because he's getting money from having his.
I guess he is.
Compositions on the soundtrack, etc. So, I can't believe that didn't happen before. Like, what the fuck? Like, maybe he's just too much, or there was a deal like he couldn't do it. Like a clause in like something's.
Yeah, it could have been that, and maybe he couldn't talk about it because they were probably working on it for a while, but. So it looks like there's songs here. There's a song called Solitary Tracks. So it means solo with a song called Black Privilege and Falling Up with Just Dre, I think. Then there was a song called Gospel with Eminem. Then there's a song called The Scenic Route with Anderson .Paak. Then there was a song called ETA with Snoop and Busta Rhymes. And then the last one is called Diamond Mine with Ty Dolla $ign and Nipsey Hussle. which is pretty cool.
Oh,
And I would recommend if you get a sec to check them out. Like actually the one with the Scenic Route also features Rick Ross. I forgot about that. I was pretty impressed with all of them. Like the beats slap, rhymes are good. Dre's voice is sort of, I feel like, don't you notice like Dre's voice feels like it like changes like every time? Every time I hear him do stuff, it's just like, oh, he sounds totally different again now. I guess he doesn't rap consistently enough. But it was cool. It's like I like hearing it. Everything was quality. The link that I had, like, because it's just YouTube rips, I guess they didn't release it because it's exclusive to the game. I actually checked on Spotify and there was no GTA album or song releases or whatever. So this is the only way to hear it, and it's not the highest of quality, but you get the vibes. So, yeah, I was impressed with that. And then I saw this too. Yeah, man, it was nice to hear it. And then you just brought this up before about Marsha Ambrosius and Dre basically finished an album together called Casablanco, and they shared. There was a photo that I saw of Dre kind of doing a selfie in front of an orchestra, like 20 people maybe in a room. And then you said you saw a different one of Marsha in a control room.
Yeah, like it's in the console control room. They're just like posing up, boom, boom, looking all thuggish, ruggish. Marsha's wearing a Wu-Tang t-shirt, looking like an absolute boss. It's good to see those two. Yeah, she's incredible. We saw her at South by Southwest, didn't we?
We certainly did. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, and that was insane. Yeah, she was just playing the keyboard and singing like a boss all by herself on the stage.
That's what you're talking about. This one.
That's the one. Yeah, exactly that photo.
She looks cute, man. Like she's doing well. Like she's got to be like mid-40s. At least. Yeah, it's called Casablanco, not Casablanca, which is interesting. And she is phenomenal. Okay, there's a bunch.
It's a great, like, whenever they've done, whenever Marsha has sung on the game tracks over Dre beats, they've worked together. So there's nothing like we don't really know. We know exactly kind of what the fuck caliber to expect. These guys are going to blow our heads off. Our ears off, our headphones off, our goddamn head tops, and for it, mate.
Yeah, same, man. And you're right. You're so right. The game examples are probably some of the best stuff that she's done when she's done like that. That music joint.
Perfect feature where she's got all the layers. And there's a breakdown, there's a bridge, and then you get the goosebumps, and you make the disgusting screw face. Like it's just the best. Love her, love her, love her. So.
Yeah, you're so right. And imagine her with all the orchestra and all that beautiful strings. It's just.
Dude, violins give me good bumps by themselves, and then you chuck in her and then everything else. I'm going to just lose my mind. Probably going to cry. Definitely goosebumps.
Yeah.
Maybe get a boner. I'm not too sure. We'll have to.
Could be all the above.
Yo, that's the holy trinity trio, isn't it?
Hey? Oh yeah. You want the goosies? What'd you say? The goosies, the boner, the tears.
The tears, yeah. Tears of joy, the goosebumps of emotion, and the boner of happiness.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Boner of happiness.
Happiness. That's we're going to keep that. Yeah, man. So that'll be a good one for next year. I think that's going to be an exciting project to look forward to. So fucking shouts to them.
Shouts.
I love that. And the other Dre news was, what was the third one? Oh, no. Oh, the Grand Theft Auto thing, which actually was the same thing as the other one. Actually, I didn't realize because we wrote that down before. So, duh, bloody idiot. So that's dope. So I'm excited for that, man. That's really, really cool. Now, you saw some shit about a supergroup with 3 rappers that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Let me check out on Instagram while you're talking about it.
Of Lloyd Banks, Dave, East and Vado are making a MC supergroup to take back New York hip-hop is what Hip Hop DX is saying. So hip-hop supergroup, a little far-fetched. Definitely good quality MC on there. But they are all respectively dope. But I can't really say that actually because I don't know who or what Vado is.
And VADO, yeah?
VADO. Yeah. Like his image looks familiar. Like the photo I saw of him, I'm like, oh, I kind of know what that.
Like this cat?
I kind of recognize that cat. That's it. Yeah, I was like, I kind of recognize him, but what songs does he sing? I don't really know. Just couldn't.
Is he a singer or a rapper?
I don't know. That's what we need to find out. Could do some searching on this cat, but I mean, Lloyd Banks was definitely super strong as an MC in G Unit. He'd always have standout feature bars. He's not a shit cunt at all. Dave East, like, I don't know, man. I'm like on the fence with this cunt. He's definitely dope. He's a good lyricist, but like he's not my cup of tea that much. And I don't know
I
what Vado's
agree.
deal is. Like, have I heard? I can't think of a song that Vado's on. Like, who's he roll with? Is he I
Yeah,
don't
good
know.
question. I'm just like,
Who's he down with? I just don't know.
oh, he's rapping.
He's rapping? Cool. Then, I mean, MC Supergroup makes sense. He should be rapping, but maybe he got some vocal chops. But yeah, I want to see what he's about. If he's got some bars, then I'm here for it. But
They're not. None of them are talking about it. And you said you saw it Hip Hop DX.
Yeah.
And
it was like on Tuesday or Wednesday. Like it was just not that long ago.
Well, actually, hold up. There's a picture here. Okay, they're calling themselves different names. So there's one with the three of them just in a photo, but they're not like announcing that there's a group name or anything like that. So Lloyd Banks on the left, Dave East on the right, Vado in the middle. Interesting. Well, you know, I agree with you. Dave East is a strange one. Like he has all the cred because he was like Nas's.
By Nas, yeah.
Yeah, and
like, you know, he had some, you know, good energy and he's aggressive and he's showed he's hungry as fuck. He's got the family. He's from like Marcy or something like that. He's from like around the way, or is he from Queens? I can't remember.
Maybe he's a Queens dude.
I've seen video of him in his respective hood doing some shit, and everyone was like, you know, those behind the scenes videos, whatever that was. I don't know. Like, he seems like a good dude, but it's like his music doesn't like slap me in the face. Like, I don't know. I think he came across dickish on one thing I saw. I was like, you know what? Yeah,
that's a fucking good point, dude. I feel like if there's one time where the artist comes across like a wanker, like the best example, and you probably know where I'm going with this, is Goldlink. The Soul Lection interview where Goldlink basically talked like early Kanye as if he was the fucking, you know,
prodigy of the next everything and like the sickest cunt ever.
And he hadn't done shit like Kanye had done. Like Kanye wasn't like publicly as much talking shit, but he'd already produced all this stuff on the, you know, what was it called? The Dynasty Blueprint, and then Black Album, and he started to come out a bit more as an MC with some leaks and a few little features or whatever, but he'd already done some brilliant shit, and it was like, okay, like I'm on board with this. But then this cat had done some pretty subpar stuff. His biggest song are only big because of Brent Fires' hook, like the Crew joint, and you hear that one interview, I'm like, I can't look at him the same. And then he did this thing, this Instagram post when Mac Miller died, and it was just like, it made it about him. It was someone brought it up the other day or whatever, not so long ago, and I totally forgot about it. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking.
We've talked about it before. I brought that up. I'm not a fan of him because of the way he spoke. It's just not cool. Like, why would you do that, bro?
But then you look at it like that, and that's how serious it is. Like, if an artist behaves a certain way, like, people are going to be like, nah, man, I'm done. I'm not supporting you. Like, it's an interesting sort of thing because, I don't know, we're pretty quick to cut it off. Like, there's 8 trillion artists now. So if you do
that
something,
character like means so much more than what the thing is. It's like, oh no, you can see right through it. Can't when they do certain moves like that. It's like, no, that's so insincere and like, I don't bangs with that. I don't align with that at all. So that's why I was like quick to fuck him off. Like,
you know what? It's all it takes. Can you think of any other artists that you personally or have seen people write off because of maybe, like you said, like a character flaw or like a way they came across in press or whatever, or on social?
Yeah, like honestly, like the homie Mighty Rhino, bless his cotton socks, on Facebook goes on regular rants of artists that he dearly enjoyed entertainment wise, and then he's cut off since because of their public mishaps and fuckeries. And he's, you know, I think he's like he talks about cancel culture and shit like that, and then he's just listed the people that he doesn't bangs with, and he gives all the reasons. I've learned a lot by this Rhino, just absolute gems in the knowledge. So shout out to the Mighty Rhino. He's the fucking best, mate. So
yeah, top tier, man. Champion.
Yeah, that is definitely something to see. Like, just those statuses really opened my mind because I wouldn't have known half of the things, or the people that even movie stars he doesn't rock with because they've done ill things. So it's just like so many cunts that have done some shit stuff.
I was trying to think while you were talking of some others. I mean, the main one I think a lot of people don't fuck with is Kanye because of that. But we are. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you feel the same way as me. It's just sort of like being stands for too long, and you kind of can't. Like it's hard to not rock with him.
Yeah.
You know, it just is what it is. When you got that level of brilliance, you just kind of got like, all right, like he's not like he's fucking doing anything horrible aside from the Trump support, which, and he said some questionable shit, like, fine, but did he really hurt anybody, I guess? Did he really, I don't know. He's eccentric and weird and heck, he's fucking, he's wild.
I mean, unfortunately, cunts like that are rails. Like,
yeah, but like, I don't know, there's a difference between that and like, I don't know. He's probably the main one that everyone. That's probably the most
things you get like locked in jail for, or like charged for. So
yeah,
Kanye ain't really like
that.
He's a product of his environment, but he's also genius, and like fuck,
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's bipolar and he's actually a genius, and those people are fucking wild and out of control. Just is what it is. Like he said, name one genius that ain't crazy, and everyone's off their fucking heads. So part of the game. But you were, I guess, was the thing with Dave East. I'm more thinking of even not something that's like everyone's cancelled him for, but maybe a person that you've seen talk, and then you're like, I don't fuck with you, man. Like, I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you carry yourself.
You move, like exactly, yeah. You can see it's like his energy seems like sleazy and like I don't know, man. Only in it for the one thing, even though he says.
Who are you talking about?
Dave East, like just from
he came across sleazy, eh? That's what it was.
Well, not sleazy. This, I don't know.
Just feeling himself too much, or was it like
a little slick? And it just seemed like a bit of an act from the way he's talking to cameras. It seemed like a bit of an act. That's all. But that's what happens. He's playing the game. Maybe that's what it is. And I'm just reading that part of it. So, but like I just wasn't like I was like fucking whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I was just trying to think. I swear there's other people that I haven't fucked with for the exact same reason. I just can't really think of them right now. Usually, if you don't like them, it's just because their music doesn't resonate or whatever.
I mean, like beats are fine, but like just doesn't wow me or make me want to go back. But yeah, just can't really now.
Well, I mean, I did like Dave East. Though I haven't seen anything like that turned me off him as an individual. But I did like that he was friends with Nipsey because we were big fans of Nipsey Hussle, and he held the East Coast vigil like the day that he died. Yeah, man. Wherever he's from.
That's a good point. I do remember seeing photos of that. That's
yeah, and he was like crying and he held it out. It was somewhere like in where you mentioned wherever he's from, just Brooklyn or Queens or something like that. And he was like, I think he was sitting on top of a car or something and just like either talking to people, like projecting, or he had a mic or something, and was like being real, crying about the stuff with like a blue rag type of thing. And I was like, that's dope because I didn't really think much of that. But anyone who is beloved enough by someone that I really fuck with, and then he's sitting there as a young man in a culture where it's not okay to really cry, like to let that out. I was like, that's cool, man. Like I respected that.
That's a big move. I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's really all I can really think of from him. But same as you, all the music I've heard is like, cool, okay, fine. Like you can rap, but it didn't move me. It's more, but then because now he's got Lloyd Banks, and if anyone, I don't know, that Vado dude had like 400 something odd Instagram followers, so obviously, he's doing something right.
Exactly.
So maybe the Lloyd Banks fan.
I'm gonna listen to it still because like Lloyd Banks will get me in as well, and
that's
hopefully the cunt will, just do the job. You never know. Like I'm always down to give a cunt another chance. I literally was talking about something I saw on that Dave East thing was fucking years old. That's like that's a 3-year-old point of view. What I just gave you as well.
Gotcha.
Like, I haven't really checked his shit or anything since then because I just didn't really care, and it also didn't pop up on the radar, so I didn't dive out looking for it. But fuck, I'll give a cunt a second chance. If it's fire, it's fire, and I'll tell you next week if it actually is.
I like that, and I think though that illustrates the point once again that like be careful if you're an artist. Like be careful how you position yourself publicly because like you remember that from a few years ago, and that's really all you think about. And you see him again, it's like, that guy, fuck that. Like he seems like a dick, and you won't even check it. Like you do like one thing. People have goldfish memories, and also, or they got elephant memories like this, and they won't even bother. They'll see one thing and they're quick to write you off because there's 8 trillion other artists, so no one really owes you anything, and no one, there's like fewer ride or die fans or followers or listeners, unless
it depends on what platform. But that's because there's some people that just like on SoundCloud they're still absolutely eccentric about certain artists, and like, does MySpace still exist? I'm sure there's cunts on there just ripping on.
No, it doesn't.
That'd be so sweet if it did. Sorry.
Right, that's okay. I was actually thinking. I thought you were gonna say like the big ones, like Nicki or Cardi or fucking Megan, that have the Stan. They got the names of the crew. What are the Barbs and stuff? They're coming through and they'll fucking dox you. They'll find you and they'll jump. Dox. They did it to this one girl, this one chick from Toronto, who tweeted something about Nicki not. Fuck, what was it? Not having hits or not something that wasn't a very insane take.
They came in like boxed her up?
No, like dox.
Dox.
You know what that is?
I mean, kicked at the head top? What is that?
No, that's okay. So that means find out where you live and put your address and your phone number and everything online. Like,
they just expose you.
Yeah, it's like an internet thing. So like, Nicki was in her DMs, and then she put those DMs out, and Nicki was like yelling at her.
Wow!
And then because
hilarious,
Nicki was talking about this girl, then the Barbs come through, and then she had to go private. And this girl was like what is she? Like a writer in Toronto, like a journalist type thing.
She's talking some smackers.
Yeah, she was stood up for herself and everything, and they went kind of wild on her, which was kind of bonkers. So to see that and to see what they did, I guess they found out this woman has a daughter too, so they put her address and phone number and all this stuff online and shit, because that's what those fans do. A lot of them are such that they go, "Oh, Nicki doesn't like you, you're fucked," and they'll go through. So you got to be careful about Nicki. BTS, you can't talk about BTS at all. They'll fucking murder you.
Yes. What's that? The Korean
group. Okay, check this out. One time, I tweeted about Christina Aguilera. I saw a picture of her, and she fucked her face up, in my opinion. She was beautiful. She always was. She did not need to have work, but obviously the industry fucks with everyone's minds, and they do things they didn't need to. So I think I had a photo I saw. I was shocked because I was a fan of Christina Aguilera, not from the sort of from the beginning, and then I fronted a bit. And
then bottle, baby, let's go.
That was my joint. And the next, was it the next album? Stripped album had some fucking jams on it, right? So,
no, I hear you, bro. She's a talented singer. She's fire. She, we grew up with her, and we grew up with her fucking sound evolving and shit. So she's always got a special place. She's fire.
Right.
So.
Right, exactly. So it came from that place. Obviously, people didn't know that, and I was like, "Man, look at this! Look what she's done to her face. This is crazy. Like, you don't need to do this to yourself."
The same thing. Like, unfortunately, she did too much work, and then what are you gonna do?
Yep, exactly. And then a bunch of people were in my mentions because they go around searching for Christina Aguilera, and then people are like drilling me. I can't even remember what it was. This was years and years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I just deleted the tweet. Like, I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Another interesting one. I don't think you were okay. I don't know if I told you this. But remember the Disturbance tour in like 2003 with Corrupt, and we were hanging out with them and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there was this tour in Australia for people who, I guess, I don't know if we talked about this on the pod before. And I haven't? Okay, cool. So I was a music journalist, and I knew one of the promoters who were bringing out this tour. So I was like the main dude interviewing everyone beforehand. So I did this was back in the day when I had the micro cassette recorder, had to make a long distance call, and I'd speak to everyone over the phone, and I'd write the interview up and blah, blah, blah. So I interviewed this guy, DJ Fingers, who ended up being a bit of a plug for me there. I think he's in Hong Kong or something now. Corrupt. Who else was like Tech9? He was super cool. And we ended up hanging out with him in his hotel. He was super cool. Oh, yeah, Loonies, like Yuckmouth. And that Yuckmouth was, I think we told the Yuckmouth story before about the blunt rolling and with Drew Down and stuff. I think I told that.
Okay, might have, yeah.
Pretty sure. So anyway, we went backstage that night. So you didn't go to the show. I think I went with Tommy Guns. Shouts to Tommy Guns, the homie.
Tommy Guns?
And we went, Fat Sack was there. Shouts to Fat Sack.
Fat Sack.
Love Fat Sack.
Hilarious.
And so Fat Sack was talking to Mr. Fingers, I don't know how, and he was like, "Oh, he's looking for you."
It was DJ. Who was that?
I think he he was the tour DJ, I think. So I think he was running the whole thing. But was Exhibit on that tour? I interviewed Exhibit too, but I don't know if it was that tour or not. And I interviewed him in person in Melbourne with Andrew Montel from Alpha Fame or Acclaim magazine. And so Fingers brought me and Tommy backstage, and fortunately, I brought all of my album cover booklets from Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Food, like all the things that Corrupt were on, so he could sign it. So Corrupt was already fucking mashed. Like, he was trizashed.
Henny fucked.
So and this was either after he performed, I think it was probably after he performed to give him that. And he's enjoying himself. He's in Australia, he's chilling, man. Fuck, do your thing. Super cool. He was super cool. Everyone was awesome. There was no drama at all. Now, Corrupt was like already like, and you can finish the story what you saw later on, because you went to the after party as me.
Yeah, I happened to be there already.
And he was signing my shit, and I recall vaguely that it's almost like his wife had her name was Gail Gotti. I don't know if he's still married to him, and it's almost like he had to hold up the pen so that he could write properly because he was he was just retarded drunk. Like, he was fucking drunk. Either way, signed all my shit. That was dope. That's all it was. Super simple. And for some reason I thought about it, or it was one of those things, sometimes people do the tweets, hey, what was the interesting celebrity encounter you had?
Oh my God.
And I just responded, I was like, so in like 2003, I went to this tour, I went backstage, Corrupt was signing all my shit, and his wife, Gail, he was so drunk, his wife, Gail Gotti, had to hold him up while he signed the stuff. Like, it was hilarious, it was awesome. And then she like retweeted me, like quote tweeted me, being like, this is not true, this is absolutely bullshit. Then a whole bunch of her people, I didn't even know she was on Twitter, because she was a rapper at some point. And a whole bunch of her people were like, telling me I'm a piece of shit. I'm like, you weren't there. Like, how the fuck do you know? Well, she's like, if Gail says, then that's what it is. I'm like, oh wow, like, you cunts are fucked. Like, you don't know. This woman, it was almost 20 years ago. So this Gail chick probably didn't remember it because she would have, I imagine, if she was a Corrupt's wife and accompanying him on tour, she would have been on a million tours. So of course she wouldn't have remembered that one fucking night in Melbourne. Like, it's very unlikely that she did remember it. Just not because I don't think she was drunk in any shape or form. She probably was. Exactly. I think she was his manager, if I'm not mistaken. So how the fuck would you remember that? If I exaggerated, cool, but about the pen holding, and I don't recall exactly because it was a long time ago, but I definitely recall him being super sloshed and needing some form of assistance to either to do it. So like, she doesn't remember, then everyone's just taking her word for it, and that shows this like toxic like fan culture where like the person who has the fans can say anything and everyone's just going to believe them. It's kind of crazy. And anyway, yeah, so after that show, then they all went to the after party. I can't remember why I didn't go, but you were already there. When was it? Chase's?
It was at Zos,
which was Chase's. Okay.
Okay, Chaps. Right, yeah. So it was just like some fucking house club, whatever. So happened to be already there, and you called me like, boom, boom, man's just heading your way. Look out for this cunt, that cunt.
I think I just said, I'm on the door, go under my name and you can get in. Or you were already... Yeah, oh, no, it was get into the VIP area. Yeah, exactly.
So then I spoke to DJ Fingers, let me in, all good. Stood there, said peace to everybody. Corrupt sitting there on the couch, like literally with a double of Henny and a Heineken, sitting next to Gail on the couch. He's just like literally leaning on the arm of the couch, just like absolutely struggling, just like basically sipping it, like half falling over, sipping it. And then Gail's holding over onto his arm, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Boom, boom, boom. And then ended up, helping Yuckmouth from the Loonies split a swisher on the floor, rolled a blunt, smoked. It was a great time. Like, it's just everyone was there. I didn't see Tech Nine in that room. It was just like Yuckmouth and Corrupt, DJ Fingers, and like a bunch of other random people. I ended up getting my homie Jody in because we were on Googs and having a nice time, and like I was all slicked out in like a microfiber shirt, all dressed up, looking like an absolute twat. So it was so funny because we were out somewhere else, and we ended up just coming to that Chase's nightclub. So it was just random. Like, it was such a fucking fun end of the night, and I pretended I was you, and it was a good time. But yes, Corrupt was smashed, and I saw him after you saw him he was so fucked he didn't even get off the couch. He was struggling to hold up a glass of Hennessy. But so I can imagine what you said.
Right, I wasn't to be completely untrue.
Stand up for himself.
Yeah. So that's what it's just kind of crazy though, right? Like,
yeah,
that anyone can just say anything. And look, I wasn't trying to slander anybody. It was just like a funny moment with somebody that I highly respected, and nobody was being disrespected in the thing. I am not. There's nothing wrong with being drunk as fuck at your own show after you've performed. And you were kind enough to let me, you know, I was able to come into the dressing room and be able to, and you sat there and signed like 6 album covers for me. Like, how can I be mad at? I'm not mad at all. It was fucking amazing. I got to meet someone that was like an idol for us, right? You know, Corrupt was such a perfect stand week on the Apple Watch. And you know, it's just funny that it will get flipped on me, which is some fuck shit. But you know, that's the
to the twits.
You know, fucking bunch of shit cunts. So the only other thing on this list that we had, and we put together our own little thing in tribute to what Dan usually does. Jake Paul had a fight on Saturday night, and he beat, what was the fucking dude's name? Who was the UFC fighter? And he he knocked him out. So I read
his name.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll check Twitter. So I saw something, and I don't know if it's fucking true, and I don't care that much. It was just something to talk about because it's funny.
Tyrone Woodley.
Okay. So Tommy Fury, if I'm not mistaken, is the brother of Tyson Fury, who is the main, like the heavyweight champion of the world. He keeps beating Deontay Wilder. So Jake Paul, let me just rewind that, pull that up. This is the knockout. He's got a nice little like right hand sort of thing under there. Here you go. See a bit clearer now. Boom, right?
Oh,
pretty cool shot with all the fucking like sweat and stuff flying. So
yeah, it's like straight up movie effects. Looks like fucking
seriously
Rocky movie.
So what I heard, what someone said, someone was trying to say it's all a setup. They said because Jake Paul now has had 5 wins, 0 losses from his 5 professional whatever fights.
Right. And
apparently the dude who backed out, he did it because there was a no knockout clause, and I think that means you're not allowed to knock them out or something. And then some dude was doing like, you know, the green screen TikTok / Instagram Reels style, and he was like, it's set up. He goes, all of it was set up for Jake to win. It was like this dude got extra money to get knocked out so that Jake could continue to have a career. Don't know. It's not it's plausible. And Jake Paul has the money, and he's a loudmouth dick, and blah blah blah. But
dude, have you seen on Netflix? There's a docu series called Bad Sport.
No,
it literally goes through basketball, Le Mans racing, fucking all kinds of disciplines of sport about fixing, point shaving, game fixing, all this kind of shit. The basketball shit in the 90s was crazy as fuck. Like people were getting, dudes were betting like $1 million on a game and like giving the players like 20 grand and shit. It was insane. So that I wouldn't put it past cunts. The amount of money that can be made these days from that kind of shit, virtual betting, like, you know what I mean? It's 100% plausible. I wouldn't put it past cunts at all, especially at that level. They're on that YouTube money, fucking corporate fucking bullshit. They got the boxing committees all in their pocket too, because that sounds like dodgy as fuck. I definitely would believe that if that came out. I'd be like, okay, cool, sweet as. No surprises there. But right, the punch is pretty fucking good. But at the same time, I want to see that video you're talking about. Like, is he breaking it down? How?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it while you're sort of talking now. I'm trying to see if I can, because it was just on Twitter. There's like a trending topic for Jake Paul. So he was. Yeah, go.
Sorry.
No, please.
There's a video, some reel on Instagram that was showing, the setup before it, and Jake's hand does some little signal. He does like a little.
I think you might have seen the same one.
Thing, yeah, and then he all of a sudden gurks him. It's like that's a.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, man. I didn't see the fight, but like that fucking hell,
It's
yeah. Sometimes when they do fixed in fights, like some cunt will yell in the crowd and go fucking cooey, and like that's the sign.
oh,
To, like,
and that's the sign. Yeah.
So maybe the handshake was the new fucking let's go cunt showtime.
It's no, you're so fucking you're so right. So look, who knows what the fuck happened? But another interesting thing that Jake Paul said, and I saw him say it in I saw a quote. So I didn't actually see him say it, and he said he's like, yo, from boxing now, he's like, I'm starting to slur like 1 in every 100 words, 200 words,
head top
because he's getting ahead, and he said he's also forgetting things that he should remember. So already, how old is he? Probably 24, 25, something like that, 26. He is basically like fucked his brain in his 20s for what, a bit of money that he already had. Like, he was good. He had a pretty nice fucking house, and like, you know, he's done pretty well. But, you know, is that worth your actual mental capacity? Like, I don't, dude. And I was watching it was like a compilation video that popped up. I can't remember Twitter or Instagram, and it was like some of the best UFC heavyweight, like, not necessarily knockouts, but like the end of the fight where somebody wins. And so obviously these guys, you always forget, like a lot of the ones I'm used to watching, like the Conor McGregor weight level. What's that one? Is that like a middle?
The lightweights, like the little guns. Little weights. Yeah.
So you forget that these heavyweights are fucking brick shit houses.
300 pounds of muscle, sick cunt, ready to go.
It's just insane. And they're just like, there's blood everywhere, and they're just fucking pounding each other's face. And
shit, you mean?
Pardon?
You mean like Brock Lesnar and shit like that?
I think one of them was Brock Lesnar. Anderson Silva was one of them.
Anderson Silva's a middleweight.
Is the guy called Silva? He came up in a couple of Silva.
Yeah, Anderson Silva's an animal. He bloodbath fights, but he's not like a heavyweight or nothing. He's like a middle to normal weight cunt. But like the big dogs, like, you know, Frank Mir and
keep saying some names. Brock Lesnar's the guy with the big hands, right? The massive hands.
Yeah, the biggest gloves and one of the biggest gloves in the UFC. The cunt's huge. He used to be from the WWE.
Okay.
Who else was a huge cunt? I'm trying to think. A lot of Brazilian cunts. Junior Dos Santos. Okay. There's a big cunt from the Congo. Oh man, he was so good. There's a bunch of names I can't even pronounce because some of them are French and that. Oh my god.
Let's see if I can find it while you're talking too. But either way, though.
UFC anyway, but those huge cunts, like, they'll just destroy your head, mate. One punch piece.
So almost like they're just like, exactly. I'm just like, the pounding pause that these people are taking to the dome. It's just fucking bonkers, man. Like, I'm just, and boxing is significantly softer. I mean, obviously you're almost like, it's way almost more head trauma. Maybe
the glove comparison between UFC and boxing is incredible.
As far as what? Right. The actual impact.
The thickness of the glove and how much you actually get gushed in the head between a UFC glove to a boxing glove. There's a huge difference.
Right.
Right. Like, that's a massive difference between those two. So people get fucked up in UFC way more because it's very close to bare knuckle.
Yes. So like,
it's the closest you can get to bare knuckle without killing you straight away.
So imagine like what that's doing to these dudes' heads. Like, their brain, their whole body is just getting this trauma all the time. Yeah, they get paid well, but you know, a lot of look what happened to Muhammad Ali. I guess he had Parkinson's, and I imagine that probably could have been caused by the trauma his body took as a boxer. Like, a lot of like professional fighters are just fucked from all of that. I don't know. I never thought it was worth it. Like, the glory's pretty dope, and I guess you feel like you're on top of the world, and the adrenaline and beating the fucking shit out of somebody and all the training and work that's gone into it. But then, then you got all this money and you can't even stand up by yourself in 10 years time afterwards.
That's the thing. Like, back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, Mike Tyson era, Holyfield era, all that bullshit that we kind of, you know, grew up alongside of. Not that we watched it, but we saw it because it was part of sport culture. Like, the purses were like way bigger and shit. Or maybe they weren't, but like, you know, Mike Tyson fame and sacrifice and everything is different to fucking Conor McGregor fame and sacrifice now. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference. And like Mike Tyson, like he's gone on a really, he's a very individual sort of case, a very specific case, because he's gone on his own spiritual journey after getting his fucking head smashed in a million times. But I don't know, man, it's a different game now. So like, I don't know, is it better now with all the regulations and stuff? Like, are the older boxing generation more fucked than the new ones? Like, it's just, it's getting more dangerous. I don't know. We are not a sport podcast, are we, CFeezy?
We are not, but sometimes.
Punchy sports, but we get right into it. You know, I tell you what.
I do like a combo.
It's 2 cents.
Mate, always will. Always will. I was going to keep going because I had something
about this. I love how long that side tangent of punchy sports went.
I kind of like talking about it, though, because it is interesting to me. I don't know much about it, so
I don't know shit about it, so we can just explore it from like, we're mostly brand new, and like, I used to watch UFC a lot with, you know, my homie in Australia and shit like that. And then
shout out to
came up with this shout out to SoundCloud. Yeah, mate. So it's just like it's fun to watch, but like I don't know, cunts need to
relax. After seeing that doco, last thing I'll say about it, the doco on Netflix with Aaron Hernandez and the CTE. CTE, is that what's called with the head trauma? The thing that football players get? CTE? Something like that. Bro, that's fucked up. So Aaron Hernandez was the one who killed a dude and then hid it, and he killed himself in his jail cell because he had, he was like a real promising. He made it to the NFL, and he, from the head trauma, from like running full ball, even though you got a helmet on and stuff and all the padding, you still are going fucking boom into a bunch of other dudes running into you, so that impact is
300-pound cunts going straight for you at the top.
Exactly, and Joe Rogan talks about that a bunch as well, like the CTE stuff. It's just crazy. So like seeing what it did, and they're explaining how it impacts the way you behave. It either does something, makes you behave a certain way, or removes something else. Maybe it's the critical thinking or something, and you just do these crazy things. So like anything to do with head traumas, it's some serious shit, man. It really fucking is.
That's why they get paid so much. At the same time, is the risk and reward is ridiculous.
That's exactly it. The risk and reward. And you've got to really sum that up. Like
the UFC, the way they've got the Ultimate Fighter like series, and then they kind of funnel cunts into that. They get like Joe Blow from fucking rural dick fuck nowhere, and they come in and he just beats the shit out of a bag, and then he's really good because he's been punching hay bales all day. And then he comes in out of nowhere and gets like a crazy contract, and all of a sudden his life's changed, but then they fuck his head up. Like, is that worth it? I don't know. There's a lot of that going on. I think the UFC has kind of like taken humans for granted and put them into like this big fucking hexagonal fucking punch-on farm to just get a massive, like the money that fucking UFC and main event and the cunts that did all the pay-per-view stuff, it's out of control numbers, and the fighters get chicken scratch. It is a lot of money compared to like normal salaries and shit like that, but for fuck's sake, risk reward, they should be getting triple what they're getting.
That's it, and the careers are so short because of that level of risk.
Right.
I think the average NFL career, like you see people playing in the NBA for 20 years.
8 years.
Pardon?
Isn't like the NFL like 5 or 8 years or something ridiculous like that?
I was going to say it's less than 10 for sure, so I think you're probably right because of that level.
That takes bashes all the time. I'm pretty sure it's really short, like 5 or 6 years.
Maybe it depends on the position. Like say like a Tom Brady, like a quarterback, because a quarterback aren't really getting impact. They're the dude at the back where everyone's protecting him, and they
get sacked occasionally, but not like brutally fucking smushed. They do get injuries, trust, but they don't get smashed like a linebacker.
No,
like. Remember Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast, the very first season that was on? Eben Britton is a fucking, he used to be 300-pound fucking linebacker for the Chicago Bears. The cunt's like, he's a teddy bear, but he's a massive cunt. Mm-hmm. And he was just talking about the toll on the body and the demand for like all this shit, and like how the lifespan of an NFL big cunt like that is literally like, it can be, 5 years, 8 years, but like sometimes even shorter if you get injury, like, because like they take constant hits. The same with the UFC guys. They buy other guys to come and Mike Tyson, for example, he will buy other fighters to come and train with just to kick the fuck out of him, or / he kicks the fuck out of them. Like they, same thing with NFL guys. They just train constantly and they just like bash fucking pads and bash people all the time. They constantly just smashing their.
It's fucking wild, man.
It's just like, it's just that's the impact on the body, so they have to get paid good as. It's like that danger money.
And then on top of that, they get addicted to the drugs that help them, the painkillers and stuff.
Pain relief. Yeah, right.
Because they're probably under so much pain, they're going to be on that shit for the rest of their fucking life.
Morphine jabs.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's quite morphine, but
that movie, fucking Any Given Sunday, Jamie Foxx, all them cunts.
Mm.
That's got a bit of a glimpse of that world.
This was old too. That was from the 90s.
Fucking yeah, that's right. That's right. Like 90,
like late 90s. Yeah.
98.
But you're right. You're talking about, and it's got way worse ever since.
Of course. Yeah,
this is fascinating. Yeah, man.
Sports.
Yes. Sports. Look at that. That was probably a solid 15 minutes on sports, guys. Get that sports
now
up
we're
there.
officially going music/sports.
Sports. I'll change the category. Yep.
And we're gonna go number one in
sports commentary. Can you imagine that made this into a fucking sports podcast and literally we know
from absolute newbies, like you know,
dumb cunt sports,
barely even watch sport. You know, I can maybe talk about mountain biking from some sort of knowledgeable point, and we can both talk about like Aussie rules football and maybe a bit
basketball.
of cricket and everything else. Like fucked if I know, mate.
Yeah, we can just make it up. That's probably part of the fun. Maybe we have a little segment where we review some sports stuff and just get it wrong.
The more we can talk about sports.
Well,
bring it back for the next episode.
Maybe we could in the final one. We could, bring in a little punchy fighty sports. So to wrap it up, just as if Dan was here. So Dan's been doing this shit at the end of the episodes where he would pick 4 artists and then we have to order them in for 4 different categories. So this one here, so the first category is most influential artist. And the 4 artists that we chose, I think I chose them. You didn't actually do it, but we did it together.
I had nothing to do with it, mate.
We have Royce the 5'9", Scarface, Fonte, and Nipsey Hussle, which is a pretty... All of these dudes are like in my top 5, top 10 rappers. So I was trying to think of like real lyricist types to try and switch it up from the sort of vibe that Dan's been bringing. So as far as most influential out of those 4 rappers... Now, influential... This one's easier because I think we decided last week to make it personal. Influential personal. And then the last category is cultural.
Influential personal? Oh, man.
To you.
So cool. Oh, goodness. Okay, cool. I think our answers are going to be different.
I think they will be because there's different... There's like influential as in like you want to make music like them, or influential like I want to rap like them, or I want to...
that helps me want to write, or that inspires me to write. No, is that so? The same. That's the same.
I think you can organize it either way because it's such an interesting one for us specifically because of these cats are all very important for us.
It's like, okay.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. Influential.
Struth.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I was going to say Royce, Fonte, Nipsey, Scarface.
That actually sounds pretty right to me.
Because
I don't think that's
overall, like, I don't know. I think that Royce has got more for me to listen to and listen to him for a little longer than Fonte, even though I love him just as much. I think I'm going to stick by that. Fuck it.
Okay. I like that. So... It's probably a good way to say this, like as far as maybe looking at it from a perspective of who inspires me or influenced me the most as an MC. I would probably put Fonte, Royce, Nipsey, Scarface.
That's what I was going to do, but I was like,
Well, Scarface, Nipsey. No, because I don't really rap like Nipsey. And Scarface has got the storytelling shit that I've always loved. Yeah, I'd probably stick with that. Fonte just because like he's just the fucking insanest. I know Royce was also the type I want to rap, and you always said this, and I do the same as if I'm trying to write or about to write, I go, let me listen to Royce for a bit and get sort of in a vibe, depending on the song you're doing.
It depends on the song. Royce can get you rapping, and then Fonte can make you like, come from the other side and do like the odd patterns or maybe like approach it different. So they both do the same thing. Yeah.
They're very close.
The top 2 can swap depending on what the deal is, but like I'm glad that we had different answers. That's good.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you that the top 2 could probably swap depending. Yeah, but it's a tough one. So then the next one is the best discography out of these dudes. See, this is an interesting one.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have to say it how obviously it's all subjective. So they're also fucking good. And they've got different volumes. To be fair, as well, obviously Scarface has a much larger discography. You know, Nipsey has a bunch of Nipsey's got a fuck ton of mixtapes, but one album. But all that mixtapes are basically albums.
Basically.
Now Fonte's got group.
Like most of his mixtape shits were original beats.
That's exactly correct. So they may as well be considered albums. Just it wasn't
street albums, or whatever you call it, right?
There you go. So, I think he considered them mixtapes, but you're right. Isn't they really?
Them like they were fucking real ones.
Correct. I am going to say, while you're thinking there, I'm going to say, and this is just my personal feelings on it, that of the discographies that I would like the most, I'd probably say Fonte would be first. Fuck, it's hard. Like Scarface, and then look, I'd almost say that it'd be a tie between Nipsey and Royce, because I think Royce has a very patchy discography. I haven't loved everything he's done. But Nipsey, I only got into what he does, maybe a few years before he passed. Like 2 or 3 years before he passed. So I wasn't, like, there in 2010 listening to, like, the Crenshaw mixtape or Marathon or what it was called. Like, I wasn't doing that. So I can't front, like, I know now I think for, like, weeks after he died, I only listened to Nipsey. And I was reacquainting myself with the older stuff. But I can't say I'd probably say even Royce slightly over Nipsey, but Victory Lap is one of my favorite albums. So it's a tough one.
It's super tough, man. Fuck, like Nipsey definitely came through with the Clutch album at the end there. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
We wanted to be the end, but fucking okay. So discography, I reckon same. Fonte for sure, Royce, and then like Scarface is super sick, but like I think. I don't know, I was too young for him when I first heard him on tape with you. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember I
liked it, but like I appreciate it more when I was like 21, riding around the mountains, like fucking just listening to the tapes that I borrow off you and whatever the fuck. So like, it was more of an older thing. Like, I came around with Scarface when I got a little bit older, but like still, I don't know. So yeah, fuck.
I know, right?
Yeah, just no disrespect to Scarface, but I'm going to have to do Fonte, Royce, Nipsey, Scarface.
No, that's fair. It's got to be how you feel about it, right? And what. Otherwise, what's the point of this? It's we're all going to have different answers. Okay, that's a good one. Next one, I think almost this is probably the toughest. Like, lyricist. Yeah. Who is the best lyricist out of these 4 individuals?
Well, this is actually not that hard for me.
Okay, you go first then, because this is hard.
Similar kind of thing. So, like fuck. Okay.
I know.
So, for lyricist of pure output and exploration of the English language and just volume, I think Royce takes it over Fonte. Is that cool?
I'm gonna say the same. Yes.
Fuck. I mean, that's cool, but like that's how
it's like just
in my loins. That's how it felt. There's nothing burning after I said it. I feel good. So, then put matchsticks in the keyholes.
Right.
Anyway, and then, fuck. So then, Scarface wasn't influential as a lyricist to me, but I very much enjoyed him, like Ice Cube and that with storytelling ability, Slick Rick, those legends. So I think like I'm gonna have to go Fonte, Royce, Nipsey, Scarface for the lyricist as well.
No, you meant Royce Fonte.
Royce, sorry, yeah. Royce, Fonte, Nipsey, Scarface for the lyricist.
Okay, I think I'm going to be very similar to you for the reasons that you also said, which I think are very valid. If you look at like you said, the exploration of language and output of work, it has to be Royce. It just has to be.
He got so much.
Yeah, it has so much. Fonte doesn't have anywhere near as much, but he was more
of quantity argument comes into play.
Very much so. And the ability of him, whether it's like, writing melodies or writing singing lyrics versus rap lyrics, and then the flows that he did was just impeccable. So he would be, it's like a close second. Like it could go either way, but I think it's be unfair to not put Royce. Then you look at Scarface and Nipsey. They're both typically rap slow at all times. Neither of them ever really rap fast. They both have a very clear way of rhyming. You can hear every word. You can understand lots of emotion in their voice. Nipsey's probably a little more monotone, maybe. Scarface, man, like you said, Scarface got the storytelling. Nipsey, to me, has a lot of the
He has like a strong tone, like the old man's, not old man, as in like a strong tone, like, you know,
wise
comes from a tone. Yeah,
yes.
Wise tone. No. Like he's got that. That was a little more.
He's just so. I'm just thinking about his verse on "This Can't Be Life." I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Like it's just impeccable. He's just so fucking good.
Be like, oh yeah. Oh, that
is from my career. I got a phone call from one of my. You know, he's like the way he's like the depth of the voice, the bass, and then that sort of like is like a mini. You know, oh god, it's disgusting. I want to listen to it after this. So I probably have to put Scarface just above Nipsey because I just heard more of Scarface for longer. And
that's a good point. Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, this is a really tough one. You don't want to have to order any of these gentlemen because they're fucking goats and they're incredible. But yeah, I'll probably have to say that. I think we were pretty similar there. Yeah. Last one, and this is probably more general, and this is transcending. So which artist has the most? Is the most transcending and arguably kind of like influential to the culture, to hip-hop culture overall, who has left a lasting, more influential or transcending legacy, I would say, across the board. Maybe, you know, in hip-hop culture and beyond. Fucking hard, man.
It's difficult because you can go, I mean, unfortunately, Nipsey's not with us, so does that change the structure of the answer?
I have some thoughts about that, but you can decide how you see fit. I think it will affect that, but you got to think about the effect that Nipsey's legacy has had on the way that people approach him already, and he's only been gone. I guess it's 2 years in March. No, 3 years in March.
3 years, yeah, it was 29.
Jesus. So if you look at it like that, you know. You think about what effect it's had on the game and on the new fucking batch of rappers. Like, where would you put him? Think about it like that anyway. So, yes. Even if he has been gone, there's still an impact.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
I know, man.
Yeah, probably would have to put Nipsey at the top, wouldn't you?
It's either Nipsey or Scarface.
Yeah,
because Scarface is been around since the 80s.
And he's like, you know, he's influenced so many other, like, you know, Scarface is like an Ice Cube or a fucking, you know, that kind of caliber because they were the first of their kind. They birthed a lot of they influenced so many other people to fucking rap. They like, you know, Eminem, for example, as well. Not as a good example, but like still super influential. Like Scarface is one of those guys who is a pillar of that style of rap. Like he's one of the better story rappers that I could probably think of. So yeah, you got to give him that. So it'd be, you know, either of Nipsey or Scarface at the top, and then transcending would be interesting. Like, so Fonte sings, raps, does all kinds of shit. He's transcending genres. I don't know. He's doing all kinds of shit. Does that fit? Is that cool?
100%.
With foreign exchange and like everything else, even just singing on his own shit. Like, Royce does sing too on Allegory and Book of Ryan, which was, you know, surprising to a lot of cunts. So that's everyone's flipping the script there. This is a hard one, actually, dude. What the fuck? Goodness me, C Feezy.
I know, fucking hell.
All right, so goodness me. So I'm gonna.
Do it.
Nipsey, Scarface, Fonte, Royce. I don't know. Is that fine? I'm not sure.
I think that's fair.
I'm happy with this.
I would probably.
I'm asking for my time, god damn it.
I know.
We'll come back next week and shit.
We'll maybe switch it up. Who fucking knows? I think you've got it mostly right. I think I'd probably put Scarface first just because of the longevity. He probably has a larger, wider. Yeah, like a bit of a wider net of influence and such over the culture. Nipsey a close second, just because in the last few years he's really got people thinking about their business and how to, you know, actually create wealth and not just go spend it on dumb shit, like actually, you know, buy property, own thing, give back to the community and stuff. Like, I think what he's done is just so fucking important, so deeply important, and you tell how you really lived in life after the way that people, you know, talk about you after you passed, and the way it's just like, he's just one of the greatest. I think it's one of the biggest losses of all music, anyone who's passed. It's just devastating. I feel like he's just robbed for everyone. We were just all robbed, not to mention his family. Like, so probably Scarface, Nipsey, and I would say, I feel like just Royce is so fronted on, he has to be last. It has to be Fonte Royce. And I just like, Fonte got his bunch of love. I don't know if we talked about it last week, but Doja Cat was posting about Little Brother.
That was awesome. Love that.
That was cool, right?
Most of that. It was great. She listened to one of the most, like, you know, underground shit / you know, impeccable verses that hip hop has heard. And the fact that she commented on it like that was like, oh.
And pulled the verse up and knew the lyrics.
Yeah, she's a gangster. She was listening to it on her live while she's doing her makeup, and she pulled it up because she's like, that shit is so perfect. Fuck y'all. Let me run that back. And she's like, yeah, she's a gangster. Big fan.
And then she put, I think after that, I saw another clip.
Character moves. Dave East is to do one of those things, and I love the cunt. Yeah. Just give me, you know.
Well, do you know the good thing about the comparison to that was Doja Cat has a large fan base. It's very pop. And Little Brother.
It's the reach, man.
It's the reach. That's why it was important for her to do what she did for them. But the timing, which almost makes it feel like it was planned, because they just got control back of the listening from the ABB records.
Right.
So they started selling. They sold 30 signed copies on vinyl of the listening or something like that, and they were like $300 US a pop. And as soon as I saw it, I went to the link, and they were already sold out. Oh, not that I would have spent. Or was it 100? Maybe it wasn't 300. It might have been $100. And I was like, 100 US, and plus the shit probably would have cost me like over 200 Canadian to get it if I got it. And I was like, I don't know if I would have done that. But either way, I feel like that was like Fonte has, you know, he's on Questlove's QLS podcast. I think I've never listened to it, but I think I don't know if he's an interviewer or like does some sort of music shit on there. Like he's voiced characters on Sesame Street, and like he's just like, he's done so much. I just feel like Royce has
Fonte
as well.
Rapped that fucking Common spat on Sesame Street. You know that shit?
Yes, exactly. He did that too. Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, and Royce done a lot of ghostwriting.
That would be fire.
Imagine what?
Imagine getting that Sesame Street money and like rapping with or getting someone to rap shit with Big Bird. That'd be fucking gangster as.
Right.
Imagine telling mum, be like, "Oi, mate, guess what I did, eh?
Fucking Sesame Street, and she's like, you can't fuck die.
Yeah.
Lot of cock for cash.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, we're at an hour 12, so hour 13 almost, probably because we had a big chunk of punchy fighty sports talk. So
we were getting down to the nitty gritties with the punchy sports, dude. Like, next week for your weekly insight of punching, cutting the head sports.
Love it.
Here on Bad Habit. Fucking boom.
And with that, where can every cunt find you online, mate?
Pornhub.com/Notion Baby. Oh, sorry. Wait. Instagram at Notion Baby. Twitter and Facebook, same joint. Illnote Studios on Twitter and Facebook. illnotestudios.com. Notionbeats.com. Give me a fucking shout, mate.
All links in the description, mate.
Yes, that's true.
You can also get me at pornhub.com/SweetDickWilly. Also Sweet Dick Willie is what they call me. I got a lot of great ones liked on there, so you can check my liked porn. Got some fucking bangers, mate. Get a box of tissues. You'll need them. Now, you can find me at CWFOR, Instagrizzle, and Twitter. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, you know the fucking drill. Smash thumbs up. Hit subscribe below. Hit the flipping notification bell.
Ding, mate.
So you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media everywhere at The Movement Fan. We go live. I think we're going to be on time. Every Monday at 8 p.m. When I say go live, meaning these episodes premiere or they drop for y'all. The final one, I think, because Christmas is Saturday, Boxing Day is Sunday. So I don't know if we're going to do it. We might try and do it maybe on the Monday, the 27th or something like that. Maybe we'll just do it then. in the afternoon or some shit. We could quickly smash it out and get everything out like live and like boom, boom, boom. And we'll do our nice little what do you call it? Our little year-end wrap-up, and we'll put a bunch of categories together and let you cunts know what's going on. So thank you for watching and listening, yo. Until next week, fucking get a dog up, y'all. Get a dog. Get a woofer. Get a woofer, cunt. Get a woofer. Put it, look at Nosh. Put it up, you like that, cunt. Yeah, fist it, mate. Throw it in, y'all. Get it shoulder deep.
If your elbow's not in it, you're not doing it right.
No, oh shit, thumbnail. Quickly, can we get this done on time?
Do it.
Boom, we got it just in time. Look at that. And we...